Rev up those fryers. It's time to have a terrible day. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between that, and welcome on into a horrible new controversy. This is really bad, and it all revolves around one of the MrBeast buddies, Ava Kris Tyson. This is a really, really rough situation that I honestly didn't even want to talk about because I already know the comment section's going to be the rankest place to be. Probably I would prefer to be dropped in the center of the Amazon rainforest like a MrBeast video, but I received a video recommendation from Sammy in my video ideas channel on my Discord from the YouTuber Adrox, and it's a video exposing Ava Kris Tyson for some really horrible things. Like, I wasn't even going to look into this, and then I just did a little semi-deep dive. I brushed over the surface, like skin level, and I saw some of the worst things a human being could say, followed by some of the worst allegations a person could ever have. It's been a wild year for people getting exposed as PDF files, and this is unfortunately looking like one of those cases. Although I can't say anything for sure so far. This is just allegations as well as some pretty damning tweets. But what I wanted to do with this video was essentially just condense down all of the information and leaks that have been going on surrounding Ava online, starting with some of the lesser things, and I'm saying lesser very lightly. These things are all horrible, and then going down the rabbit hole, eventually getting to some of the horrible things that involve supposedly, allegedly, 15 and 11-year-olds. But to start things off, I want to talk about Ava Tyson's interactions with one of the oldest cryptids of the early internet that goes by the name of Shadman. Many of you probably recognize that name, but even more of you probably don't, luckily, because this guy is like Voldemort. He was a horrible human being, objectively. He specialized in NSFW art, but if I were to get more specific, NSFW art ranging around children. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, this guy sounds like the kind of guy you want to send to Mars without any oxygen. And lo and behold, who would have ever anticipated this? Shadman's been in a little bit of drama in the past. Who would have expected that? There was a time that he drew Keemstar's very young daughter getting down and dirty with the Donald, like the Trump one, which just makes me want to put that dude in a diving bell and send him to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. There was another time that he drew Daphne Keene, I believe is her name, the younger girl in Logan, the Wolverine movie, doing every explicit act under the sun, and there was even a tweet where he referred to her as a real-life loli. Someone get baseball bats. I feel like there's no words to respond to that. Who would have ever thought that a guy like that would be arrested for assault with a deadly weapon? Holy shit. He's collecting crimes like Infinity Stones. So what really got me scratching my noggin is, how does a MrBeast team member, an official MrBeast team member, get wrapped up with one of the most disgusting and abhorrent individuals to ever grace the internet? Well, my dear ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between that, it all starts with a screenshot inside of a screenshot from an old MrBeast video that happened 6 years ago called Tipping Pizza Delivery Guys $10,000. In which there's this screenshot. At the 9-minute and 30-second mark, you can see an interesting tapestry they decide to decorate their wall with. They're all chilling in their apartment, and this is their apartment. This is actually an apartment that Ava and MrBeast lived in together, where that art is actually something that Ava has thanked Shadman for. What? What do you tweet? How do you tweet? Bonus fidget spinners to really throw in some extra autism at Shadbase. This is information that Batman in Arkham Asylum could not interrogate out of me. But of course, this got Twitter a little curious. People started digging deeper into Ava's older tweets because some of them were actually interacting with Shadman directly. There was one where people added Shadman to draw an interesting image of Caillou. You know, the I'm just a kid who's 4, each day I learn some more guy. Yeah. There's a snippet from Adrox's video, and I'm gonna let him describe it because he does it better than I could, because I might throw up.
On January 17th, 2018, a person tweeted saying, "Remember this growing up? Me too. Check it out at Shadbase," featuring a photo of the 4-year-old cartoon character Caillou with his mother. Obviously, we know Shadbase is a website with very disgusting content involving children and comic book characters, and the tweet clearly referenced that. But instead of opposing it, Chris joined in and replied, "Help, I need an adult."
You need to be interested in adults? What do you mean you need an adult? There was also some Shadman art of Mabel and Dipple. Mabel and Dipper from Gravity Falls, who are, I believe, like 12 or 13-year-olds. And they're kissing and really appreciating each other's presence. And as Adrox says so elegantly,
Ava replied, "They're twins, so at this point, it's just right?"
There's, of course, other tweets as well that get even worse. I'm I'm dying. There was one she tweeted that says nothing gets my knob a cranking like some Diana Wood. This is not the time to be subscribing. If I'm to continue down this rabbit hole, let's show this one. That bitch look good for a die question mark. There's also various other just like dumbass edgy tweets. Like she posted a few years ago saying when you're hitting it from behind and she says Hitler did nothing wrong. Nut. Are you 12? Are you act your age? Maybe you'll start getting interested in your own age too. Oh my god. But I think the craziest part of this entire revelation of Ava's interactions with Shadman is that EDP was the first person to come forward about this. In 2023, this video was posted.
Where I'm getting the whole child shit at.
Oh, okay, thanks. Good way to start that. Monetization gone.
Kris Tyson is friends with somebody named, I think his name is Shadman, whatever the fuck his name is. And Kris Tyson and Shadman, excuse me, they're into lolicon. And if you guys don't know what lolicon is basically
I'm not going to let him explain it because EDP has the most grotesque ways of explaining everything, and you already know lolicon is essentially when there is people who appear to look like children in NSFW situations. Appear to look like children. And they're drawings, so they're not real, which means that if you're into it, I would argue to check your hard drive. But imagine getting called out by, of all people, EDP445 for being into lolly. That's like the Joker calling out the Unabomber for being a terrorist. The pot's calling the kettle black here. But now it's time to transition into the real world for some actual real world implications for some interactions that Ava's had with some people in the past. There was a video posted that literally not enough people are talking about from Prism42 about how Kris Tyson, this is the title, talked inappropriately with a 13-year-old. Oh, is that so?
Now this one, again, he's gonna have to explain this. So this guy is super young, right? He's been talking to him since he was super young, 13 years old. So why is it that not only are you DMing this guy on Twitter, you're Snapchatting this guy, you're talking one-on-one in a voice chat with this guy, but the kind of Snapchats that you're sending, this is the Snapchat that you sent. He said, I get weird snap from Kris, and it's a picture of him making a weird face next to an American flag, and it says, coming for America. Now, you might think that, oh man, this must be some weird 4th of July joke. Nope, it's not 4th of July. You can clearly see the date right there. This guy would have been like 15 at this point. And why are you sending a 15-year-old a message saying coming for America? Why are you DMing a 15-year-old anyways on Snapchat? Why are you doing that?
Which is a really good question. Why are you doing that, Ava? What is going on? The second that an adult starts interacting with anyone under the age of 18 on Snapchat, it's over. That is it. There is no reason for you to be interacting on Snapchat of all things. I didn't even know people still used that app. Like, none of the things that Ava is saying are necessarily evil. Ava isn't going like, take your pants off. It's more just like, haha, pee-pee poo-poo cum joke with someone who happens to be under the age. Which is a horrible look, and honestly, I think at the root of it all, I'm gonna just go up with a hopeful theory, is just because Ava is excruciatingly immature. We've kind of picked this up from the tweet so far, but that doesn't make it okay. That does not make it okay in the slightest. And the interactions with Shadman, the pretty hot for a 4-year-old tweet, guillotine exclamation point. But luckily this is all just happening online. There's nothing going on in the real world. They never actually saw each other in real life. Right?
Here is the picture of them meeting up together. I'm gonna censor his face, and as you can see right there, there's Carl right there, there's Kris Tyson right there. Kris Tyson was talking to this guy since he was 13. Kris Tyson was in college.
And look, I get having younger people in a friend group. I've seen male friend groups range from like 40-year-olds to like 14-year-olds, all in one big group that are hanging out together. But with that in mind, you can't just be talking with a child. And that's a child, like not like a almost adult. That's a kid about cum. You should be talking about any fluids coming out of your body. Maybe, I will grant you, if you have the like humor of a 7-year-old, poop and pee. Keep it there, nothing else. No more body talk. But at least they're not going anywhere private, you know? They're sticking around as a group. It could essentially be chalked up as just a fan meetup, right? I've done this bit already. It's wrong. Check this clip.
The moment he was able to drive, he takes a camper van out in the middle of the woods, which, by the way, very secluded area. Let me talk about that. Anytime that someone is taking a camper van somewhere, bringing it out in the desert or the middle of the woods, it's very unnecessary because there's RV parks, there's the Walmart parking lot, there's plenty of areas you can go instead of going to a place that's very unfamiliar to you to camp out there, especially in a secluded area.
Dude, Ava, what are you cooking? Is it crack or probably meth? The last person to go out in an RV to a secluded area was Walter Hardwell White. And he was committing crimes! I like that I essentially just created a narrative that Walter Hardwell White was the last person in history to use an RV in a secluded area. Please keep in mind that's a joke. But also, going out in private with a young kid as an adult, there's no good way to wrap that gift. And I want to give credit where credit is due. Thank you, Brione, for dropping that video to me. Literally no one is talking about it, and I think it's extremely important to include because people are getting on Ava for the lolly tweets and the tweets interacting with Shadman. But this is a real kid and potentially a real victim. Although I'm going to hope not. I'm going to hope this isn't some real victim situation. I'm going to pray that this was just a situation where Ava Tyson is excruciatingly immature and just does not think before speaking at all, ever. I'm going to hope that it isn't something that went farther than that, but the chance is there, and that is horrifying. And this brings us to one more thing that I think literally no one has touched on so far. I don't watch every single video that comes out about this, but I've never seen anyone talk about a potential 11-year-old wrapped up in all of this. There was a tweet that was dropped by Tyrone, the birth controller. I don't know what the fuck that means, but he said, tinfoil Tyrone, crackpot coincidences about Kris Tyson, and talks about the thing we talked about before, but then brings up Tyson Boy 34, an old account that says some weird shit. I mean, like, in North Carolina, the rule is if the minor is 16 or 17, then the other person has to be 5 years within the age. Why are you so... I hate when people are so obsessed with rule of age of consent shit. Like, oh, actually, hypothetically, it's allowed in New Jersey, okay? Why don't you just talk to people your own age, you fucking freak? Like, imagine being so socially inept that the only people that you can rizz up are people that are so much younger than you. That's called being immature. It's called prison time, potentially. And this Tyson Boy 34 character wasn't initially linked to Ava. We didn't know who this was, but then there was a tweet posted by Ava about saying, like, the old me was a slur too, and it's from an account called Tyson Boy 34, which links up. That name sounds quite familiar. Which then continues to get even exponentially worse, because there was a clip that came out from a YouTuber who was 11 years old named LP Corbis talking about her being on vacation.
The place I'm at has ass internet. Some of you may know that I'm in Coruscant currently, and the place we're staying has just absolutely ass internet.
So, the clip and what she says is not important, but the gameplay playing behind her is. See, someone with the eyes of a goddamn eagle noticed that the person playing behind her isn't her Call of Duty account. It actually is an account named Tyson Boy 34. Which sounds quite familiar, I would argue. And at the time of that recording going down, Ava would have been 19 years old, and the girl in the video would have been 11. This Call of Duty gameplay, to anyone's knowledge, and my knowledge included, isn't anywhere else on YouTube. This isn't something she just stole to put in the background of her footage. So how did she get it? Where did she get it from? Was she talking to Ava at the time? It's all a massive crackpot theory that honestly could be nothing. It could be that she just found the footage somewhere and was like, ha, why not? Let me just put that in the back of my commentary. But the fact that that was brought to her and she has it and it supposedly isn't anywhere else is really concerning, because usually YouTubers wouldn't just go and find the nearest Call of Duty gameplay back then and just put it behind them. They would put their own gameplay, like Leafy doing Surf or something. Overall, though, I really hope nothing bad actually happened. I like, a lot of these different theories that we have put together are all nothing solid. The only thing solid is the Shadman tweets, which in and of themselves makes it so Ava shouldn't have a career. Like, the hot 4-year-old. Yeah, be hit with a meteor, please. But I'm glad I was able to talk about this and inform you guys. Of course, I want to hear your thoughts on this in the comments down below, but I am horrified to read these comments. The internet has been blowing up because of this due to the fact that Ava Kris Tyson is trans. So people have been going from turning this into an issue about a horrible person to an issue about trans people as a whole, which is crazy. Are you fucking stupid? Have you not seen every expose that's happened this year? I'm pretty sure this is the first time it's not been a straight dude. I think people have a horrible habit of grouping entire populations of people into a single mindset, when in reality there are so many different, vastly unique and individual people. And so keep that in mind when you're going about this. This is a situation of a really immature and horrible famous person, just like the rest of them. This is a situation where someone is abusing their power and has been caught doing it. This shit unfortunately happens all the time from every type of person from every walk of life, and it's something that everyone needs to crack down on as soon and often as possible. But for now, I'm going to be getting out of here. Thank you, Sammy, for dropping this in my video ideas channel, and thank you, Brion, for giving me the video that I was able to use in the latter half of the video. I appreciate you guys being here. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you're new, and of course, as I said, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. But keep it civil, be chill. I'm trying to create a good community here. I was scared to make this video because I knew it would garner some negative attention. I just wanted to talk about this because it was someone being a bad person. But for now, thank you for being here, and as always, adios, arrivederci, goodbye, good night, and just catch those predators. Get them off the internet, dude. They do not deserve power.